I wanna talk about that because you touched on it earlier, nearly wanting to give up, and I want to talk more about that because there'll be men and there'll be women feeling that they will feel the energy of men wanting to give up and them taking that from a totally different perspective from where it's actually coming from for the man. So I want you to touch on what you mean by nearly wanting to give up.
Do you know what I used to say in college? Yeah, like I had mine. I had a good. Mine were together until mine was like 16. It's like I don't want to say too much, but at the same time that's nothing. Until I was 16. So when I hit college and that now, and then I'm starting to meet different people and that, and it's like man don't even know mine or mine's a dickhead or ain't seen mine in ages. I used to always say like, cool, I'm coming from a privileged standpoint, but I'm like I always used to say from then, do you know your dad's side though? I don't know what made me tune into that from then, but I used to say, do you know your dad's side? Nah, that's pissed to hear that. It does sound a bit mad, but have you ever asked or one day you might find out that side? So there are some that I'd like to know what makes you give up. So to put it, it comes across as giving up.
Yeah.
What made you stand back then? What made you stand back? And I know people that can go through situations where it's a case of, bro, man's gone there to collect. And there's beef at the door. Like, mum's come and said this and said that. And there's a problem. Now my kids are seeing what's going on. Now I'm causing them stress. I might just stay away. I'm not going to come to collect. Or over the phone. Yeah, can this happen? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, no. The bike's loud. But then they might have a whole elaboration and bring up something else. And it's like, I just want to just handle my business. Let me just handle my business. So sometimes my point is, it can get to a point where I don't even want to stress you anymore because you need to take care of mine. They're in your custody right now. I don't want to stress you. So let me stand back. And they might stand back. And before you know it, I got
It's
kids,
2-3 years they're standing back.
Yeah, I got kids, man. Like, yeah, man, I'm sure they're alright.
I know a lot. We can talk to a lot of people.
The children have grown up saying, that's a dickhead. Dad weren't there. But do you know like what it might have cost? It might have cost. Pops might have tried. Might have. It might not have. There are some that definitely waste, man. I'm gonna agree with them on that. Handle your business. But some might have tried. And it might have been fucking difficult and hard. And now you've just grown up to think, dickhead, you weren't there. I think conversations should be had in it. That's what I'm saying. Conversations need to be.
I think we need to have conversations with dads that have. We need to have conversations with dads that have given up and tried. And
given up and tried.
Yeah, and conversations with dads that just didn't.
No, but how? 100.
Because like, why did you decide not to?
Yeah.
Like personally, I had a dad that never gave up like that. My dad, as I said, my dad was present. He wasn't there the deal was to be there every Sunday, every weekend. He wasn't. Do you know, dad is cool. Like, I weren't mad at him. No, I weren't, because I'm not gonna lie to you, whenever my dad showed up, it was the most exciting thing that happened in my life.
Yes.
I'm just gonna let you lot know that. Like, and my dad was that dad that would be like, you see this window here, you lot might not be able to see it, but he's that dad that would just whistle from the window. And I always knew what that whistle sound. I knew what that whistle meant. It meant my dad was here.
Yeah.
And sometimes he'll just whistle from the window on a Monday. It wasn't a Sunday.
Yeah, what?
You know what I mean? After school, just surprises and then land with the £20. Are you mad? £20? When I was like 10. My dad landed with the Ziggs. Ziggy is my nickname from my dad. Ziggy. I don't understand why he calls me Ziggy. It's tattooed on my shoulder here. Like, one of my brothers is Nugsy, but his name was Nyron. His name is Nyron. So Nugsy makes sense, like Nyron, Nugsy, that's my dad. He has a nickname for every one of his children.
Don't even question it.
It's not question it. Like, everyone calls me Ziggy now.
It's priceless to him.
All my siblings, I'm Ziggy. You understand? Because my dad calls me Ziggy.
Yeah.
So I would hear, Ziggy! Come down there. Ziggs! And I'm like, he can only I just look out the window, just see my dad. Shit. Son! Come now, come. Yeah. But I'm telling you, when you've got a dad that's present, regardless of, I'm gonna say, of the time that they were there, if that makes sense. Like, because as I said, you were meant to be there every Sunday and give money every Sunday. He did not.
Yeah.
Right? But it didn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter.
It didn't
To
matter.
the child.
It never mattered to me. I know it might have mattered to my mom and it might have been difficult for her.
Of course.
And I understand that. And I'm not trying to disregard that.
Condone
I'm not condoning that. But what I'm saying is, you then have to think about, and my mom reminds me of that to this day. I just remember how much your dad meant to you. Do you understand? So my mom never let no other man come in to play daddy, and she, like, to this day, her ex-boyfriend, but two of her ex-boyfriends in particular, I was really close to, Richard and Devon. I have to say that, you know, you have to say the name with the accent too. Richard and Devon.
Real OG names.
Yeah, real OG names, you understand? Yeah. Richard was like, I love Richard, man. He was like, when I was young, he was there. He was a good guy. And Devon was like the latter part of my life. And like, again, good guy, love Devon. I still speak to him to this day. I can call him now and say, Devon, D, what go on? I need a little something. And D would be like, yeah, D, don't worry yourself, but come.
Good. Because just to touch, sorry, we'll speak to dads that also took on as well. We want all that conversation as well.
And he had his own children.
Heroes.
He had his own children. And he was there in the house. And he was a very nice man. You understand? There was times where I could be behaving a certain way, but he couldn't come in and tell me nothing because my mum would never allow the thing. You understand? But he would still come and talk to me. He'd be like, listen, your mum don't want me to talk to you and say nothing to you. But you went mad. You did a madness there. You know how your mum stay. And I'd be like, and yeah, it's, you know what I mean? And who my dad would come in, my dad would just come in and say, hey, listen, hey, yo, D. And him and Devon were close, a good friend as well. And I'd be like, I just love that.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. My family dynamic is the most dysfunctional functioning family you will ever come across. Yeah.
But is it dysfunctional or is it your way?
It's dysfunctional if you came in and looked at it, because you might come in and see like the only woman that my dad married, which was one set of my siblings, mum, right? That's Mummy Nikki. But Mummy Nikki it weren't my mum that had us all under the roof. It was Mummy Nikki who had us all under the roof.
Okay.
And that's why I want to speak to our women and understand that, like, no matter what my dad did, Mummy Nikki never took it out on us.
Didn't matter.
She never took it out on the children, ever. And it made the other women, including my mum, step up and say, well, I'm not going to be the idiot woman who's going to cause a conflict. You know what I mean? My mum and Mummy Nikki are good friends to this day. And that's down to Mummy Nikki.
Beautiful.
To this day, that is my second mum. It wasn't my mum and dad who came to my school. It was my mum and Mummy Nikki.
Yeah.
When I got in trouble, they came up to my school.
That's lit.
You understand? So that's why for me, I know I can speak to women. I know that I can speak to men because I am a man. Yeah? And I grew up with a man in my life and other men in my life, uncles.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And this is blood uncles as well as non-blood. You understand? And my dad was there and is still there to this day. And I had brothers.
Yeah.
Like other men in my life to this day, like me and you, Danny's my little brother.
Yeah, mad.
You understand?
Mad, small. 6, something like that. Do you want a drink? Let me get you a drink. You're on the TV, let me get you a drink.
I wasn't even on the TV then.
Yeah,
you knew me before I was on the TV.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we can get into all that shit and then experience.
But the point is, Dan, that's what makes the difference. That's what allows us to sit here and actually talk, because I see you grow. And you saw me show vulnerability. You didn't see me show up and just try to be this version of a man. No. You saw me with your sister. You saw me with women around you. You saw how I behaved.
A lot still.
Yeah, don't say like that. That sounds like man was doing something. Yeah. He means he saw me with a lot of women, because we
used to dance world.
In our line of work, there was a lot of women.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The younger ones coming up. So you saw, and I'm not saying that I always navigated that correctly, because we know about certain things. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, I'm not saying that we navigated that correctly at all times, but I owned it.
Yeah.
And those things is what I think women have to. Our queens have to understand, and our kings. We have to take ownership. We got to take responsibility and accountability
for everything.
For your part.
I was gonna say
for your part. Where you Dan, listen. You're responsible for yours, and I'm gonna give that to you.
Yeah,
and if I can't give it to you directly, I'm gonna pass it to the universe, and the universe will make sure it gets to you.
That's it.
And by the universe, I mean God. For those of you that are religious, right? For me, I have to take ownership for my responsibility and my accountability.
And only then is when you can move forward.
It's the only time.
Otherwise, you're trapped. See, what I wanted to touch on there, was, I don't know how much time you got, was the fact that you, once Dad came, nothing mattered.
Nothing.
Nothing mattered. I've heard circumstances where it's being taken out on the children are in mum's custody.
Yes.
Children are with mum.
Majority of the time, 1000%.
Majority of the time. And through mum's anger, pain, whatever it be.
Frustration,
scared that you're going to do the same to the children, whatever it is.
Understandably.
Sometimes it's just. You know, we're not here to say it's not just. Through that, can then separate the children from the dad. I've heard circumstances where man can't see their kids. I've heard circumstances where, like, I ain't heard from my kids for a while. I've gone to the house and they've moved. I tried to phone the phone, I can't get through. How is that right? How is that right? That's impossible to be right, yeah. That's beyond dad. It's pain in dad, it is. But you're in so much pain, you can't even see that's pain in Ziggy. Imagine Ziggy never was able to sit there and tell that story that dad came to the window because you decided to move because dad's a dickhead. Now Ziggy hasn't gone through that experience. So it's a case of mums that do that. I think it's a bit techie. Both parents are needed. Do you see what I'm saying? And the kid going through that growing up and that upbringing wants both. Because we're gonna bring needs both.
It's not the one is it's almost irrelevant because the one is something that can change.
Yeah.
Because you may want your dad, but your dad truly is a waste man, or you may want your mum and your mum truly is a waste gal. Do you know what I mean? But they need their mum and dad. They need to show up. They need them to show up and be a leading example of what it looks like. For girls, the first love is from their dad. Their first idea of masculine love is from their dad. Yeah? From masculine to feminine, it's from their dad. Yeah? And for boys, their first idea of love from masculine to feminine or feminine to masculine is from their mum. That's why the love of the son and the mum is just, you can't, it's mad how that bond is. But then the bond between the mum and daughter or the father and son, there's a different bond there again, because that's the example of what it looks like to be a man for a son, and that's the example of what it looks like to be a woman for the daughter. So you have to be there.
And you gotta be careful what you're projecting.
And both of those are very important for both parties. Do you know what I mean? Like, my dad is a proper example of what it looks like to be a man. Whether you got that wrong or right, I understand what it looks like. I made a choice that I didn't want to go about things the same way my dad did, but that doesn't mean that I was judging him and I felt he did it wrong. I just felt like that seems stressful. I don't want that.
But you got the lesson from it.
And that's the point. And I didn't judge him. I didn't get lost in the judgment of my dad's behaviour of when he was a young man and didn't know better. Even if he knew better or thought better, he didn't know to do what he knew. I'm not gonna hold him and in contempt for that. I'm not gonna condemn him. That doesn't mean I'm gonna condone the behaviour, but I'm not gonna get lost in condemning him. Do you know what I mean?
Man's a human.
He's human.
And the point is, don't take that away. Because through that experience, you've learned how you don't want to do it. And how I want to do it better.
Well, even from my mum, I've learned that. Do you know what I mean? My mum was harsh. She was hard with it, really bad. You know what I mean? Broke up a man for little things. But I also understand why. Because she felt she had to step up as the masculine and feminine energy in the household. Because there was no man in the household bar Richard and Devon at the times that they came. But other than them, it was my mum. My mum didn't just have man in and out of the yard.
Don't run like that.
You understand? You couldn't be in the yard unless my mum was... She said yes.
Definitely. Same.
You understand? So for me, the importance of the roles, there has to be there has to be substance to that. There has to be conversation. We have to be communicating. And we need this space for us to talk and share. And women need to hear us. Our queens need to hear us. And our kings need to speak up. They got to speak up. They can't keep holding back anymore.
Because the trauma, man. The trauma, it needs to be released. I'm only talking from a couple months of like, no, I'm in a good space. But I'm in a space enough to know conversations need to be had. Things need to be said. Because keeping it inside is just like a virus, innit?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
shit be growing. You think you're good?
Yeah.
Like I'm Smiley. Anyone who knows me, I'm Mr. Smiley.
Man laugh.
It's just smile. These times hiding bare things that I've only just realised. I wasn't hiding them, let me pretend, but I've just realised.
This man's hiding. He used to hide bare things. I'm talking like.
And just realise that's a mask.
The thing is, I told you from time though.
Yeah, but until man's there, innit? You see the hat thing?
True.
Man used to consciously, I need my hat. I got to a point where I'm like, bro, this is like a little shelter thing, isn't it? I wonder if man's sheltering. Just keeping it in. Stay in here and smile. Nah, you have to acknowledge. You have to acknowledge certain things.
One day I'm gonna have Shan.
Have to.
Shan is his sister. Yeah. Not
No.
Shanna, who's here with us today.
Yeah.
Not Shanna
Big up
Banner.
Shanna and Shanna.
Big up Shanna Banner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
and
the Shans.
big up Shanta, all the Shans. So there's Shanna Banner,
Yeah.
there's Chantal Parsons,
Yeah.
Sturdy, aka Sturdy,
And your sis.
and then there's Shan, which is Sis Pingu, aka Pingu. And we're gonna have Shan. And the reason why we're gonna have Shan is because Shan doesn't know how much of an input that she has
Yeah.
on your life. She doesn't. When I say she doesn't understand, she doesn't get how that dynamic works.
I don't know if she's gonna come and put herself in that position.
She has to because she's our sister,
Yeah.
and she has to hear you. She has to listen. The same way you have to listen to her because I know where it stems from for her. I know her intention. Her intention is she's big sis and she wants to see you thrive. Blah blah blah. But sometimes she gets lost in big sis over wanting to see you thrive.
And I got lost in Big Brother over my little brother.
Yeah, you did.
Again, it's all relationships, isn't it?
You did.
Really,
You
truly,
did. But you learned that
Yeah.
that doesn't work
I did.
because all it did was cause more conflict.
That was another ping moment. Actually, you never just accepted, man. I got to that moment. Any fighting we used to fight. You're actually fighting for man to do things differently when he's just being himself. Actually, he's
Wait, pause. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
mad.
sorry.
Hold on. Say that again. You're actually fighting. Do you know what you just said? You're actually fighting for man.
pausing the camera. You know?
No, pause what you
Yeah,
said.
you're going to another topic though.
No, what I want you to say that again. You said you're actually fighting for man to do what you want him to do or be how you see him, when man's just fighting to be himself.
Yeah, I got to that point in life.
No, that's mad then.
I got to that point where like, bro, my man's cool, you know. Because I'm saying this whole my man, we had a bit of a distance them times. Yeah. So I'm like, my man's actually kind of cool. When you're in a social environment and that, my man's kind of cool with it. Like,
Say my man about his
yeah,
brother,
he's
you
cool,
know.
he's cool. He's
And
cool,
again,
like-
remember, if I know him
He's
when he
got
was
swag.
young,
He's
so a
got-
man like Shaq, yeah, I know Shaq
swag.
even more, a little bit.
Yeah.
And now he's a big man, both of them just taller than me and everything,
Yeah.
just all big and you get me. But it's cool, I'm still big bro.
Yeah, big
You understand? But I think personally then, I think that I never ever put, as a big bro, I never put that on, I never looked at you lot as just little, as you grew, I treated you as such.
Yeah.
You're still little bro to me, but you're not little anymore. That there's a difference. It's like with kids. Listen, my children will always be my babies, but they're no longer babies.
100%.
There's a difference. And I say that to them all the time. I say it to Cassie. I say our kids are our babies. And I say it to my mum, I know I'm your baby and I will never stop being your baby. But I'm no longer a baby.
Man's a big man.
Shan. Pingu. Pingu. Listen, look at me. Look. Dan and Shaq will always be your baby brothers, but they are no longer babies. That's the difference. So you can't treat and talk to them as such. That's
And-
all you need to recognize.
Although it's sounding like we've swayed off. and
It's the
gone
same for the
personal,
mothers
It's the same thing. It's acceptance.
and fathers.
It's acceptance. In all elements.
Every
because
element.
like I said, I only started to get closer with my brother once I realised my role in it. Acceptance. Your role was shit, bro. As a big bro. That was a bit dead. Regardless of what my man did, no, still say my man. Regardless of what bro did, said.
No, the reason why you
whatever,
say my man is because that's how you viewed him at the time of when he was behaving in a certain way.
Yeah. Regardless of that, what was your role in it? So, I'm saying it's the same thing when it comes to relationships. We have to look at each other's role in it. We have to take accountability in order to move forward and help fix the situation. I wanted that to flow so nicely just then.
But it did.
I stumbled a bit.
Did you stumble? Say it again. Hold on. We're gonna do that again.
I don't know.
And
I don't know what I said.
nah, you gotta know what you're saying
It's
before
there,
we.
it's there.
It's there. All right, say that.
It's there, but you have to, yeah, man. Acceptance. in order to move forward, there has to be acceptance.
Do you know what?
Doing it your way.
Yeah.
In like I'm saying, it's going full circle. To sis, I'm doing it my way. Just love me, innit? My bros.
No, hey, tell sis, man.
It's doing.
Tell sis.
Nah, we're good. Make it sound like it's techie.
It's
my
love.
house is nice. Yeah,
It's love. No. If you know this family is my G.
But I've just got to a point. Right now, they'd be looking at this. Him. It had to be the middle. It had to be him, Danny. Oh God, but I'm a deep guy.
If you look at Shannon man laughing behind the camera right now,
Yeah,
she's busting up, you know. She start giggle.
Yeah, I'm a deep guy.
You know the shoulder giggle. You know the old woman giggle. She don't want to hear. She don't want you lot to hear her laugh. So you know the tight mouth giggle.
So it works the same in relationships with exes and the other way around. Dads with accept mum as well. Like we all need to come to a place of acceptance.
I call that the AAEE.
What's that? Tell me.
I'm gonna break it down to you. So the AAEE is acknowledge, accept, experience, and embrace all and everything.
AAEE.
AAEE. Acknowledge,
Yeah.
accept,
Yeah.
experience, and embrace all and everything. So every single thought, feeling, and emotion.
Everything.
You have to acknowledge it, you have to accept it, you have to experience it, and you have to embrace it. But what you should never do is become it. And that's what happens to us. Men and women. We become how we think, feel, and emote. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these people down there.
Yeah.
They're becoming their feeling. They're becoming the drunkness.
Yeah.
You understand? They're becoming the liquor. There's
Smell off.
something in this liquor. Play that tune for me, just there.
No, we're not doing that because
That would have been a wicked edit as well.
strikes and all them things there.
No, but yeah, there's a difference between becoming it and acknowledging, accepting, experiencing, embracing it.
We'll make this your like a final thought. To elaborate.
We'll go back there again. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll elaborate.
yeah.
But we can still continue, but we'll elaborate on that. So the AAEE, for me, if you can acknowledge, accept and experience and embrace every thought, feeling and emotion, you can then allow it to pass by. Me and Danny have shot something on this before. Yeah. About the village. Yeah. About the tribe. And it's about you understanding that every thought, feeling and emotion is a passing cloud. But you are the sky, and the sky will always be. The sky remains. But every thought, feeling and emotion is a passing cloud. Let it pass by. Don't become the cloud. You have to remember that you are the sky. And everything that you think and feel is a passing cloud. Let it pass by. You have to let it. So sometimes, I'm going to speak to our queens and our kings. Yep. Sometimes how we're thinking, feeling, and what the emotion is that we're going through at that point is like a storm. It feels rough.
Definitely.
But every storm passes. We know that. We know that.
Tell it.
Do you know what I mean?
When you're in it,
it doesn't feel like it.
You kind of forget.
Yeah, of course.
You forget, but you have to ride it.
You have no other choice but to ride it.
You have to ride it.
If you don't ride it, you will die.
You're finished. Go on.
And I'm not gonna be a victim to how I think, feel, and emote to things. I'm not gonna be a victim to my emotions and to my feelings and to how I'm thinking. I'm not gonna be a victim to my brain. I'm not gonna be a victim to my human experience. Yeah? And I know that a lot of the time, even being a dad is a human experience. But it has to stem from a spiritual being. It has to stem from that. So a lot of mums, they're not thinking about it from a spiritual sense. They're thinking about it from a human standpoint. They're only thinking about the pain. They're only thinking about it based on what that human guy did.
Yeah.
Like me as a human man, what I did.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot as a human man.
Yeah.
But as a spirit, give me some. Give me some, man. Allow me.
Yeah.
Like, love me, man.
I did make a mistake.
I'm a dick. Like, as a man, I'm a dick. You know what? As a man, I might even hold my hands. Not even mine.
Yeah.
As a man, I'm a dickhead. And if I'm that dickhead, I'm going to hold it up and say, I'm a shit.
I prefer to say was. I was a dickhead.
But in that situation, I am.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
I just want to own it for any woman watching and listening that I may have been a dickhead too.
100%.
You understand?
100%.
Like, I know that I spent my life with a particular woman, but along the route, I've been a dickhead to other women.
100%.
1000%.
No, but and her experience. Do you know what I find? Yeah, if I talk to other women, I got women friends or whatever. It doesn't mean I'm talking like that. I talk to other women, and then we might get into a convo of that's this and that's that if they got children.
Yeah.
That's this and that's that, and I'll be like, bro, I hear you, but I'm never gonna snake man though, because I don't know what mine's saying about me. As
Right.
much as you sit here and think, wow, this is a nice guy, you don't know what she's saying about me. Innit? Our experience is completely different to every other experience, innit? So I'll listen certain times, innit? And I'm gonna hear you because this is your version of it, this is your pain. But I would always turn and say, but we fuck up though, innit? We fuck up. I'm not gonna sit here and bash my man's thing.
Yeah, I don't think that we should be doing that.
Never, ever. But I make a point to make a point. No, but I'm someone else's dickhead though. So
You make that point.
I make that point.
Okay.
I'd say, I'd love to know what mine says about me still.
You want to be a fly on the wall, yeah?
I'd love to know.
Man, I know what Cassie says about me, man.
It's mad because I don't want to know, but
Now, I think I know. When I say I know because I think I've owned how much of a dickhead I was,
true.
especially to Cassie.
Yeah.
I think I've owned how much of a dickhead I was to her. Do you know what I mean? Even though I've also owned how much of a fucking king I was to her.
yes.
Do you know what I mean? But I definitely also own how much of a joker, a jester, a worthless piece of shit I was to her.
Oh, wow.
In some aspects. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that was the whole
Of course.
like basis of our relationship, because I don't believe that I'm that. I don't believe I'm that man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say that I'm that guy. I don't intentionally go out to hurt people. I've never been that guy. I've always been the guy that wanted to be different. I wanted to be a nicer guy to people. I wanted to hold on to my virginity, so I didn't just, do you know what I mean? So Gal couldn't say.
What kind of age was you?
I was 17.
Oh man, we're expecting that still.
I was 17, but there was reasons behind that.
I was 17.
I was 17, brother, and there was reason behind that. The reason why is because I loved Gal.
Now, how does that look?
Like, hear me.
Yeah.
I loved them so much. I wanted to be physical with a lot of women,
Yeah.
but I also didn't, because I knew what that meant from young.
Okay.
I knew that there was something more to it
Right.
than just sex,
Right.
because I saw how women behaved. I saw how men behaved. I just saw it's almost like, you know, like a movie. I almost watch life like a movie. You know, when they say they started acting very animalistic.
Yeah.
I saw how people behaved afterwards. I saw girls who told me they love me, sex my brethren, and still want me. Still want to be my wifey.
What is wrong with you?
After sexing my brethren.
Where are you now?
Right? No. But understand, I realized what that was about. It's because of how I showed up to them.
Okay.
I showed up different to them.
Talking.
I showed up to them. I didn't judge them for doing that. I never did.
Right.
I did, because I didn't care.
That's your thing.
But I wasn't also saying that you could be my wifey. I was just saying I don't care that you did that. I still believe that you deserve to find someone. May not be me.
Yeah.
But I still believed in them.
Yeah, like that.
Do you understand? And for me, it was like, bro, I could sex them, but the moment I sex them, they're telling me that I'm their man.
Yeah.
And I never liked that. I never understood what that meant.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden, I kiss you. We ain't even had sex. I kiss you, and you're like, so what does this mean?
Yeah.
I was confused by
Sometimes
this.
you don't have to go techie, man.
Bro, I was confused. I was like, bro, I've just lipped this guy. And then she called me when she got home and said, so you're my man.
Yeah.
Huh? I was like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Shawty? I was confused.
What are you on?
I was like, I'm your man.
And depending on the kind of person you are, you might be like,
No,
okay.
Every man I knew, any man I knew would just go,
yeah.
okay. Let's just say, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So what's that mean?
I might get another
I'm
lips
gonna get
again as well.
another lips and two dun.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I'm not sure dun is worth that.
Yeah.
Because I saw a whole heap of headache after that. I saw a man saying, I saw techers going on after that. I saw guys turning up to the yard with their friends, with their friends of their friends. Their mums might even turn up. And you're like, bro, what's Barbara doing here?
Yeah.
You get me? Barbara's my mum's name. I'm just using it as an example. But you're like, bro. And then your mentions like, bro, the mums is turned up and you're like, I want nothing
Yeah.
to do
Leave it.
with that.
Leave it.
I was like, no. I went cinema with gal and the gal was saying, "Raw, you're my man." We didn't even kiss.
Yeah, nah.
I held your hand. I'm trying to understand.
Shad's busting up and Shad knows.
Ripper,
I remember that time, D, when you told me that story.
I was confused then. I was trying to work it out. So from early, I was trying to work out the mathematics, and I said, "No, I'm not down. I'm not down." So I was a guy in college where every guy would say, "Well, no, he's a player." I was like, "How am I a player? I never sex no one. This man sex everyone."
That's just cool with everyone. That's all.
But I lips up everyone, everybody. That's what I did. Bro.
So then you was you're my man now then.
Understandably, I understood what it meant. But my point is, no.
So I thought all this time.
No. Hear me. Because I never know that lipsing meant that. It's like I had to work that out because I'm like, but you just sex my brethren.
Yeah, okay.
Like these are girls that I knew had say done things with the next man and blah blah blah. So my thing was, I feel like they're on a level. We can kiss and talk. But I reckon I was just a good lips reader.
Well, is that what a virgin was to you? Like,
Nah, I'm just a good lips.
I said we could kiss and talk.
I just felt like.
Yeah, that's.
Nah, it was peak for me. It was peak. I didn't understand. Do you know what I mean? And then as I got older, I started to recognize, and now on a deeper level, it's actually that sex is still a soul tie.
100. Yeah.
And I think women, queens, can sometimes overthink the soul tie, and men can underthink the soul tie.
100%.
So
And both ways.
Yeah, because I think some women can underthink it and
Out
think
here.
that they can have sex
Out here.
and not believe in the soul tie.
Yeah.
And women are being penetrated.
Yeah.
Men's not understanding the responsibility of penetrating, and women are not understanding the responsibility of being penetrated.
Yeah.
Right? So I never knew then, but there was an understanding of the soul tie, but I never called it soul tie.
Yeah.
I never knew it was a soul tie, but I had a certain understanding of the soul tie. I was like, there's something that makes them attach themselves to you once you have sex with them. I didn't recognize that also took place once you even kissed them.
The claimage.
There was a soul tie once you had an exchange.
Yeah.
Period.
The claimage, and it still happens.
It still happens, but what I've now done is lost the attachment to the soul tie. I've just been in the essence of the soul tie rather than attaching myself to it.
Yeah, it's hard work. I can't get catch no more. You're mad. Yeah, I'm mad. I'm focused right now. Please.
Tell Scott to holler at me, man.
I beg. I'm focused. I even dropped that. Hey, like. Obviously, as a cameraman, I'm captive, innit? What's the real name? I don't know if I wanna go into all that because then that's a different relationship. And then if you get a little pass by that, alright, cool. Number. This doesn't mean I'm stush. I'm just focused right now. That's all it is. It's not a stush thing.
Well, this goes back to what we spoke about now.
It's mad exposure.
But this goes back to what we spoke about being your truth.
Rambling.
No, you weren't rambling. It's about being your true, authentic self, regardless. Because if you show up as your true, authentic self, as a father, as a man, as whatever, just as a human being. Exactly, and even if it is wrong, you're willing to learn. So there's nothing wrong in that.
Yeah, can't get it wrong.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
where I have got it wrong before is by trying to entertain.
But that's the difference. Now I'm not interested in entertaining anyone.
That's energy.
Yeah, like I just want to exchange.
Yeah.
I want a true, authentic, transparent, genuine, loving, respectful exchange between me.
How long we got? And we might be going long anyway.
You want a little piece of this, man?
Nah, go on.
You sure?
I'm saying we were out, man.
You sure you want a little piece of?
Go on, a little piece then. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Twice. Me. Twice. Just twice.
Chelsea. Cool. Me. Twice.
But I thought that was like I use it like yes. Hallelujah. That's how I
Mine
use it.
was
Yours
like,
high fives.
High fives.
Nah, I use that one for that.
For high five?
No, that is
Yeah.
high five.
That's
It's
No,
a
no,
prayer.
no,
It's a
no.
prayer apparently.
It's not praying hands.
This isn't praying
No,
hands.
'cause I went on Google.
This isn't praying hands.
That's
I use it for high
fives.
five.
I thought this one was high
I heard
five.
it was praying. Yeah.
No.
Like you put the hand. There's a hand going like this, not the
No,
wave.
No, I don't use that.
There's a hand.
It's
I
not.
don't use that.
I use a hand.
No, I don't use
What's that? High five.
There's a hand that goes like it's just going like that. So I use that as
that's what I
high
use
five.
for
But there's no
high five.
movement on it, so you're like, it's just there.
I use that for high five.
Yeah, and sorry, but it's just the hands. Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
movement.
but the wave has a movement.
Yeah, the wave.
Yeah.
It's got
No,
the-
I don't
this
use that
hand
as
is
high
dead.
five.
This hand is just.
I swear there's still vibrations.
No,
on
that's
the side.
wave.
No, there's nothing.
That's on the wave. Yeah. That dead plain hand by itself.
High five.
I'll do the spud.
Yeah, smuds,
Yeah,
obviously.
spud is
This
top.
is not a prayer.
Apparently.
Well, I do it as a high five.
You
But
do that
I
as
heard-
high five?
Yeah, but I heard it's a prayer.
Wait.
I use that as a prayer.
One case in particular in folded hands emoji. The emoji has been widely used across social media as a prayer. However, some users have given it a different meaning, a high five or a hand gesture that occurs when two people raise one hand to each other. So it's not like it's
It is a prayer, but some people use it as high five.
Yeah.
Because that's what they just said. They said, however, some people use it as a high five.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. I get that. That's what Danny
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
But it's definitely prayer.
Yeah, I use it as prayer hand.
I say it as like
To
bless.
me, this is like
And that's a high
this is
five.
high five for me.
Oh, that's high five. Okay.
But then,
Me.
but two. Yeah.
That's that. Yay!
No one does a high five like that though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, you
Yay!
don't.
That's why I use it as.
You definitely go D D D D D.
Yeah, one hand. Yeah.
Don't chat about
High
about-
10, high 10.
You don't go D D D D D. You've never done that in your life.
I'm gonna start doing that now.
I'm not doing it.
You jump and bend your knees and that at the same time.
Jump and bend your
Yeah.
knees.
High 10. I'm using all that anyway, so.
What are you using, Dan? What are you talking about?
I'm using all that anyway.
Alright.
Yeah, it's natural.
Alright, Dan. Let's wrap up, yeah?
Yeah.
We've had a good session. We've had a good time. We've spoken, we've communicated.
Yeah. We jumped a bit, you know.
But
it's
we had
early-
to.
It's early stages.
We had to.
These are all things that we're going to get deeper into.
1000%. We're gonna have sisters and queens and kings and
Yeah.
brothers here
Yeah.
to discuss in more detail what we've just discussed
Yes.
and more.
Mm.
So,
And
Oh.
remember, it's not to sound biased, sorry, not to
Yeah,
sound
go on.
biased. This is just predominantly come here and talk random. We're going to get the Queen's input again, as we said. But it's not biased, this is just our perspective. I love that word, you know.
do you?
Yeah,
What-
because
what do you love about it?
it changes everything.
Why? What do you mean?
Yeah, but you're going to make me go back into convo.
No, just slightly. I just wanna know.
Perspective
Yeah.
changes everything. There's 4 of us in the room. I've
Yeah.
seen this example a few times. If I use that bottle, we're not going to bring it.
But we're not
Because
gonna bring
of
it into
colour
shot.
and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can all see a different angle of this cup.
Okay.
So that's your perspective of the situation, of the cup.
Right.
I'm standing over here, I can see a whole different perspective of the cup. I might say it curves at this point, you say no, it curves at that point. But it's the same cup. So what is fact? What is fact?
I just feel as though we just wrapped it up. No, but that
What
right
is
there
fact?
is exactly what
Yeah.
it is.
What is fact? What is fact? Really?
No, that's beautiful.
Get me?
So to our queens and to our kings, we just want to simply know what it is from your perspective, and we want to give everyone a fair, shared space of what they see, think, and feel, and believe is fact to them.
Because every situation is about perspective. We go outside and God forbid, 2 people in a situation, each other's perspective. Arguments, beef, is a man's perspective. These times my man not even have been pissed. You just heard it in a different way through your perspective and your background or whatever it be. So yeah, not to continue too much. I love that word still, perspective. Sounds sick as well, innit? Perspective. Yeah, that's my word. Sorry, go on.
No, I just feel as though that's the best way to end this, man. This is a platform, a safe space for everyone to share their perspective, especially our men.
Because that's what we are.
That's what we are. Our dads. Dads are us. How do you feel about being a dad from your perspective? And then we will speak to our queens, our mothers, and find out what it's like from your perspective, because ultimately it's not one-sided.
It's not.
It's
not.
It's fully loaded.
Just to encourage the conversation. And in all fairness, because we don't, it's all full circle, because we don't talk, a next young man might be about to go into a situation he ain't gonna know how to handle. But we've been through it and the conversation's here, and our guests have been through it and the conversation's here, so you can watch and take it in and maneuver it your way.
and know that you're not actually alone, because it can feel alone. It can feel alone. We're out here on the hustle. Mums do an amazing hustle. Listen, I can have mine for a couple of days and I'm like, jeez, I'm tired. Like, rates, mommy. This is mad. And I think most men don't think that.
1,000%.
If you're in that, if that's how your setup is.
But that's interesting though.
Yeah.
That's beautiful for you to speak about. That's actually good for us, not
have
to end
to
on, but
respect
just
it.
but just for us to discuss and say that we are not knocking mothers. We actually respect the hustle, we respect their role. We are not trying to be mothers. We just don't want mothers to be fathers.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even want to add to that.
We just don't want mothers to have to feel as though they have to be fathers. And I get why you have to think and feel and believe that you have to be fathers. But we're here to just change that perspective. We're here to change that narrative. We're here to change that thought, feeling and emotion to that.
And our relationship with you is a completely Captive, the ex, is a very different person to Captive, the dad. So me and you ting is different to me and their ting. And this is for other people. This is not necessarily me. I'd rather say it again, to be honest. And it's the same as saying, what was it?
Just say what you feel, bro.
No, I didn't want to pull it into me.
But say it.
What did I say? Captive is, it's the same as saying each relationship is different. So a man and a ex's relationship, your exes, that doesn't mean he's going to deal with the children the same way. A dad and the children relationship is very different to ex relationship. Does that make sense?
It does.
It makes sense. It makes sense. So whatever happened between us doesn't mean that's going to happen between us, because we don't even know what a dad and children situation looks like yet. That's just me and you as an ex. Do you get what I mean? It's different dynamics. So don't make that experience now come down to the children. Is what I'm trying to say.
Don't let that experience dictate and define the relationship between the dad and his
And
children.
the children, yeah. Different circumstances. I'm a very different cousin than I am as a brother, than I am as a dad, compared to me
As
on
you
the
were as
foot.
an uncle
And an uncle.
or a coach.
Man's a lit uncle. I'm a lit uncle. Hey,
I'm not gonna
that
lie
is
to you.
one thing.
I'm
but
not gonna
as
lie, I'm a lit uncle.
As an uncle, I'm lit.
No, fam. I'm not. To be honest, I'm gonna show you straight.
I'm lit.
I'm a lit everything.
Yeah. Okay.
But I also fold on certain things. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got it right, but I'm always gonna focus on being lit.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that's how I want to end this. Like, how do we support, help, assist each other, ourselves and each other, to be the best lit version of ourselves?
Yeah.
And that's what this platform is here for. We just want to help, support and assist each other, ourselves and each other, to be the best lit version of ourselves. How can we do that?
Wherever you are is where you are supposed to be. Be lit in that space. Man's lit. I'm lit. I'm lit.
I'm lit.
You can't tell me I'm not.
I'm not going to tell you you're not. You are lit.
Yeah, not you still. Alright, cool. You probably just cut it in the edit there or something. Unless more just keeps coming up.
We're good, man. Peace. Guys, dads are us. We are dads. We are men.
Come on.
We are black men.
Come on.
We are fathers. We are brothers. We are sons. We are husbands. We are exes. We are boyfriends.
Don't exist.
The man up team does not exist. We need to eliminate and destroy the man up team for our young kings, man. Destroy the man up team. Like, seriously. Let's talk.
Sick. Gangster. I'm about to.
Let's go, man.